Alright, so I want to quickly go through how I built this template and then kind of talk about some design ideas. And that works for the template, whether you use this or create your own. And it also works for your courses as you're working with your courses. So the first thing is whenever I build anything in PowerPoint, what I try to do is stay within the design color themes. So if you go to the Design tab, click on Color, you can create your own theme colors. So if you start with the default themes and stay within these color ranges and the blocks here, you can later change those color blocks to be whatever you want them to be. And as you can see here, I can quickly modify my theme without having to go in and change all of the slides. So working with the color themes is critical. Now you'll notice the orange arrow down here doesn't change, and I'll explain why in a second. So that's the first thing. Start with the default color themes. Don't worry about your colors. Just work with the way the boxes are laid out, and then you can create your own theme and apply that. The reason the arrows don't change is because the arrows and these objects here, while I created them in PowerPoint, I actually saved them out as pictures and then brought them back in. So this is kind of my working slide, which you'll see in the master, and this is where I create my stuff in PowerPoint. So I have the PowerPoint versions, then I save them out as pictures, and then I bring them back in and put them on the master. So let's go ahead and look at the master. So in the master here, you can have multiple masters. So that's another concept. So use multiple masters. And I have three main masters here. So the first one is the one I use for my titles. So I've got like a main title section here where I have all three themes, and then I've got one that represents each section. So if I click on section 1, I get this. Section 2 you can see, and then section 3 would work the same way. And what I do is on the main title area, whatever's persistent across all three masters here, I'm going to go ahead and put here, and then all I have to do is change it once on this one, and then it runs through those. And then in this case where I have this changes up here, all this is just this object on top of the other picture, so I'm just covering it up. And so I only have to make the change here once rather than going through and making the change on every slide. I have the same thing here. I've got a few different masters. This master's designed so I can navigate, and so I would just change the icons down here, and then I can navigate around my sections, and then I just added different navigation. So there's arrows, as you can see as we click through here. And then on this one, this would be kind of unique to a section, so you'd put your section icon here, and then you can see here's your content area, and then again navigation controls. And then if you use this, you would just have to use it and change the icons specific to the section. So now let's go ahead and look at icons. Like I said, I work with the design themes, but these arrows and stuff I built in PowerPoint, so I can change them here. So if I go to color scheme, you can see I can change them here. But then what I would do is I'd right click on them and then save as picture. And the reason is because if I work in PowerPoint objects, I can't easily swap them out. So if all of a sudden I wanted this to be a different shape, I've got to do more work. But if it's a picture, I can just right click and swap them out. So this is a black PowerPoint shape. I swapped that as an image. Now I brought it back in. I've got a picture. I added an icon to it. So if we pull them apart, you can see it's an icon on top of that. And then I save those as this is section 1, section 2, section 3. So let's see how easy it is to change this. So I come in here to my master, and I'm going to right click here. I'm going to hit change picture, put section 1 in. So you can see there's my section 1. I'm going to do that across the 3. So now you can see I've got my 3 sections, and they're applied across the board here. And then I can just come in here, and this is just basically sitting on top. So all I have to do is change this one, change picture, section 1, and then just do that for each section. So you can see I can easily do that. And the same thing with the arrows. If I wanted this all of a sudden to be blue, just change picture, select a blue arrow, and there it is. And then it's changed. And then down here I would do the same thing. I would just go ahead and change these all out. So let's do that real quick. You can see now I've got the icons down here, and they're persistent across the board. So I only had to change them once. And I would do the same thing here on these sections. So I can just change it up here, change picture, choose section 1, and now as you can see they're all applied